I'm going to hunt the double wrist lock first, of course, because I'm going to do a little more damage to what? I can get the wrist. I can get it literally break, and it should go in that order. If the shoulder goes first, great. It happens a lot, but it's usually based off of where your hand is. Because we know if what? If I've lifted this up and his wrist is not going to do what right now? It's not going to roll. But if I can get this and roll my wrist, what happened to his? And I can start doing that. You see his wrist now? Now you have the double wrist lock here. One, now the elbow's going to start going, and then the shoulder. So we're getting three things there, right? So when we move on to the key lock, you okay? Mm-hmm. The key lock itself, if this is the lock, well, it still needs a dang key. There's no key lock yet. Even if my elbow's down, it's irrelevant. There is no key. So I let go with the top hand and go up like a hitchhiker. This becomes the key. Now I'm going to reform the lock. What's critical here, though, watch my left thumb. If I let go like this, it's gone. That thumb goes here. It has to move first, guys. This thumb goes first. Positive control, right? But when I do it, should my elbow be up? Heck no. I need to be here. The hand does what? Right there. It's literally, that little movement is so critical. Don't miss that, please. I have this. I come up, roll the wrist, roll the thumb. Now watch my arm grind up as far as possible. Now this is what you're going to see a lot, and I'm going to ask you politely to throw it away because it's never going to work. People grab the elbow. This is incredibly incorrect because all they do is go here, and it's like a really weak forearm crush. It's not even a bicep slice. It's trash. What you need to do when this arm comes around, go under the shoulder. Oh. You hear Coach Dale. He's not trying to sell you anything, but his shoulder is completely compromised. Try to pull your arm out. This right here is weak. This is weak. I'm grabbing his shoulder underneath and squeezing everything together. I can even sprawl forward and get a submission now, very easy. That's not the fling. Now I have the key lock in position. The lock is there. When I go here, this is what doing what? We talk about our concepts. The first one is what? Compromising. I've done that. The second one is what? Taking out as much slack as possible. I'm doing so by not grabbing here. I'm not taking any slack out by grabbing my tricep. I go back to his shoulder and squeeze my elbow back down. You hear him. I'm not torturing him. It's just part of the technique. Now I've taken out some what? Some serious slack. What's left? I got to strangle this. So I strangle it down tight. And I keep it like that while I transition. This is what we talk about, transitioning into submissions. I pin it, I have control. We should be thinking about where we're going for dinner by now. We already won this. This is tight. Cutting bone 3 is in line right here, right on that wrist. Got it? You okay? Nope. Now I can, like honesty, I walk around, clear the head. They're going to try. Now watch this. If he tries to block me, you guys see where his hand is, right? We see this all the time. People are like, oh, I can't get there. Yes, you can. High leg. High leg and walk straight through it. Come over. I sit. Now watch. People lift up and they turn. That's piss poor. Sit out. Drive the shoulder down. Watch his elbow. I pull the elbow up. Drive down the shoulder. Pull the elbow up. Don't lift them up and turn them. You're pulling them out of the pin and screwing it up. You got to separate what? The head from the shoulder. You're pulling them out of a submission every time you pull those shoulders off the head. I'm sorry, pull the shoulders off the mat. You okay, boss? So again, if you may get here and you're like, maybe you just like the key lock better because it is devastating. It's absolutely devastating because of the way you're pulling it, it's locked here and the elbow's being forced. You see how his shoulders come up right now. He can't stay like that. So that's exactly what I'm trying to achieve. So let's say we're coming off a double wrist lock, or I can't even get it. Let's look at it this way. I'm here, and I'm just like, man, he's just too strong. Well, guess what beats strength? Technique, we know that. Anything we do that doesn't rely on technique first, we're kidding ourselves. It doesn't matter what magical pills we're on or whatever. It doesn't matter. Technique's got to be first, or we're going to lose these little T-tails. We're going to lose them all. So when I come down here, I'm going right in here, as deep in that as I can, and going up with a hitchhiker. Then what? My thumb. My thumb must move next. The thumb comes over, and I shoot up as high on the forearm as possible, like a snake. Don't grab your tricep. If you see people doing this, run. They don't know what they're doing. Take this hand and go under. Now I can simply lean forward. I'm not doing anything. I'm just putting a little weight. That's it. Because now the key lock is in. The key is inside the lock, the double wrist lock. The key is inside the double wrist lock. So now what? I'm going to take a little more pressure off Dale because Lord knows we gave him some more great videos. So I don't want to kill him. He's already been tortured enough over the years. So I'm going to move around, easy on him. When you guys do it, destroy them. When you're competing or fighting for your life, just tear everything off. No mercy. Take them. Make sure they're not anybody's highlight reel. Walk around. Once I pass his head, or what if he tries to block my hip, everybody's like, oh, coach, I can't get there. For God's sake, high leg. If I'm on my feet, I'll tell you the back step. On the ground, I'll tell you the high leg. Because it means what? High leg. You'll go right over that hand every single time I move around. Now what? See his shoulders up, right? Pin it. Take the elbow. Watch my cutting bone. Look on my right hand. Lift up. If it takes more than that, we're full of crap.